This video is made possible by EA Game Changers. Hi guys, it's Kiarako here, back with another speed build. This is a speed build of a Seer's house, and it's kind of like a Seer and her family. So the idea behind this is the Seer being someone who can see the future, and that's kind of what I had in mind when I was looking through the paranormal pack. As I said in my review of the build buy mode items, a lot of what they gave us reminded me of kind of, you know, having like fortune tellery vibes, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure what the right word for that is, that like aesthetic, but that's kind of what I had in mind. So I had this idea to build this Seer's house, or I guess it could also be a fortune teller's house, but she does not live alone. It's her and her family, so it's kind of like a family home for maybe people who maybe everyone in the family can like see the future or something. That'd be an interesting storyline, so it's probably something like that. But the story kind of behind this build is a little bit tragic. On my stream that I did this last weekend, my very good friend Miss Mango came and saw my first stream. She was wonderful, and together she had this idea to build this caravan using the paranormal stuff pack, and we did that, and it was great, and she had a lot of great insight, and it turned out looking very good. And the terrible part is that I did not record it. And that was not purposeful, it's just because I was not very used to streaming. I was very nervous about streaming for the first time. So when I was streaming, I literally just forgot to record the actual build, so I don't have a recording of the caravan build. Unfortunately. It was very beautiful, and I'm very sad about it. But instead, I built this, basically this house, just to show you guys the pack in another way, because I still wanted to do a build where you guys could really see the pack in use and all the colors and all that kind of stuff. So this is the house that I built. It's very interesting in terms of its shape. I don't know exactly what like architectural style I was going for. Let me know if you know what architectural style this is. It's like super random. It's kind of like old school style, but like a little bit, I don't know, mystical, I guess, in a way. I don't know. I could see this easily being like a witch's house too, especially with this like weirdly shaped roof and stuff. Yeah, but here I am just setting up the exterior, like the yard and stuff, the gate, and the fence. I use this like line of bushes on the side for like, as opposed to like having a fence on the side. I kind of like doing that, like mixing fences and greenery to create like lot boundaries instead of just fences. And then putting in some flowers here, or I guess like flower bushes, some rocks, some just, you know, stuff to make the space look actually like a real person's yard. Again, I've said this in literally every single one of my builds. Exterior work and yard work is definitely not my strong suit, so whenever I do even a semi-good job of it, I end up being super proud. So I'm actually very proud of how this turned out in terms of the exterior. And yeah. But here I am just, you know, putting in some little details, little touches here and there, just making the house seem, have a little extra magic in the house, I guess. Because I definitely wanted this place to have a lot of details and look really cool. You'll see later that the color palette of this house is rather intense, especially the living room, which is like super like red and orange and gold, but you will see that in a moment. I'm just putting down my floor plans here, just getting a sense of where the rooms are gonna be. So this house has 3 bedrooms. So what I figured is it would be the parents and their 3 kids. So there's a bedroom with 2 beds and there's a bedroom with a crib. So it's like 2 little kids and then a baby is what I imagined for this family. And I might actually like build the family in Create-A-Sim and maybe upload a video of that. I actually hadn't thought of that before. I just thought this would be just a build, but now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like these characters would be pretty interesting to see. So yeah, let me know if you'd be interested in seeing a character build of this family. And if anyone's interested, I will probably release that sometime this week. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like I've done 2 versions of character builds that are related to speed builds. I've done a version where I did the build first and then the characters, and then I've done a version where I did the characters first and then the build. And strangely enough, I actually found it easier to do the build first and then the characters, even though that's probably not what I should do. It's just, it weirdly helped me understand the aesthetic of the person better than making them first and then trying to build a house around their personality and their lives. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know. I feel like, especially with this build, because the house's aesthetic is so specific, I feel like it'd be really easy and really fun for me to make a family to live here, rather than make the family first and then come up with this crazy aesthetic to fit them. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. I imagine this house as being somewhat old school. There's not really a lot of technology in here. I don't recall putting any computers in here. There's very few lights that aren't candles. There's not really any sort of television or anything like that. Not that this is like in the old times, it's just I figured that this particular family doesn't really have a lot of technology, or just chooses not to use a lot of technology. But yeah, here I am decorating the living room, as I said before, and as you can see very clearly right now, it's very red and orange, and I have touches of green here and there because I wanted to bring some plant life in here too. And a lot of this stuff is from the Paranormal pack. The wallpaper is, the light on the wall is that one that looks like a flower over there, that's from the Paranormal pack. And as we go along, you'll see various other things from that pack. And I actually really like that pack in terms of what was brought with the build buy mode. As I was building with it though, I did realize there wasn't actually a lot that came with it. I wish that it came with a little bit more stuff, because honestly, like, the amount that came in that pack is relatively comparable to the amount that come in a fair size like custom content set from a creator for free, to be honest. I still stick by what I said in my review, in that I do think it's worth it and I do really like it. But just take into account that it's not like a crazy amount of stuff. Like, most of the stuff that I used to build this house is not from that pack. But, you know, the stuff that I did use I really did like, so, you know, there's pros and cons to it, I guess. But I'm setting up the dining area here. I use these chairs from the, ooh, what is it? The one with the witches? I don't remember what that pack is called. Magical, it's probably like Magical Living or something, I don't know what it's called, but I've never used these chairs before and they're so pretty, and I just like never saw the swatch for them, and then I finally found the swatch and I was like, wow, like these are gorgeous chairs. So I ended up using these chairs from that pack. And then here I am just decorating, you know, little spaces, making sure that there's not really a lot of empty room in this house. And then over here I end up putting in just like a plant in the corner. Let's see, putting in a mirror, I guess? Some sort of mirror. I don't remember what I put over here. Probably just a painting, yeah. And then in this corner I end up putting a wardrobe or like some sort of cupboard. And then, let's see, probably just a painting over there as well. But yeah, going back to like talking about streaming and the stream that I did this weekend, obviously, of course, right away I want to thank Miss Mango for being there, because she was wonderful and super helpful and very sweet and just very kind of her to show up at all and just be there for me. I really, really appreciated it, and I just wanted to give her a shout out for just being a very kind person. But streaming is hard, you guys. Like, I didn't really think about it when I was talking about doing it, but it's a very hard thing to do. It's hard to build and talk at the same time, and it's hard to, like, I don't know, find the courage to do it in the first place and just like live talk to people. And it's hard to maintain a level of energy throughout like 2 hours of building, because when I build, I'm relatively like focused on the build, and that's what I'm putting my energy into. So when I was talking on the stream, I noticed that I was particularly low energy, and I feel like that's something I need to work on in future streams, is like just being high energy, because I don't want you guys to have to sit there listening and be like, okay, I'm building this house, blah, blah, blah. And Miss Mega was nice enough to sit through me talking like that, but in the future I'm gonna work on trying to be a little bit more high energy, or at least not as low energy as I was. But yeah, I don't know. It was fun though. I really did enjoy streaming. I enjoy talking to Miss Mango a lot, and I hope more of you can come in the future and we can all sit and chat about our lives and about the build and just kind of vibe together. Yeah. So next time I'll be streaming is this upcoming weekend on Saturday night, 8 p.m. And then I'm still trying to figure out if I still want to do 10 a.m.s on Sunday. I feel like that time is probably not going to work out, so maybe I'll do like a Sunday evening or a Sunday nighttime. But yeah, so that's gonna be my schedule, and then in the future, eventually I'll probably do Fridays as well, just depending on how it all goes. But yeah, we'll see how it goes with the streaming thing. Anyways, I'm upstairs now doing the parents' bedroom. I really like this bed. I wish the headboard had a different pattern on it because it looks a little bit weird. Like, I wish it looked more traditional in terms of the headboard and the footboard, but the actual like canopy with that beautiful like stained glass top is so wonderful. I love it so much. I'd love this bed in real life if they changed the headboard a little bit. But I put the wardrobe, or like the dresser, at the bottom of the bed just because there wasn't a lot of space in this room and I just kind of wanted to conserve space. And here I am decorating it. I put that little gold bird cage there, and then I put like a stone bird inside. So there's a stone bird inside that cage. And then over here I just set up a little desk space for the people to work. I put a typewriter instead of a computer because, again, I was going for more of an old school vibe. Oddly enough, I think like halfway through this build I probably lost sight of the characters I was building because there's not really anything here to indicate that this is a Seer's house. Like, there's no like crystal ball or anything like that. But that's the idea, is that this is a Seer's house. Maybe like they have like their own office and that's where their crystal ball is, and this is just like their home, so there's not really a lot of that kind of thing here. But yeah, this is the kids' room. I figured they'd be like twins or something like that. We'll see. If I do a character build, I'll figure out the characters there. But I figured this would be for 2 kids, and I really end up liking like how this room turns out, especially the color palette of it. I love this rug. This is from the Paranormal pack. I love just the way it looks. It's so pretty. The color palette is wonderful. I don't know, I just love this room. Just like the red and the blue is such an interesting color, like a color scheme. It's just so cool. Yeah, here I am just setting it up, putting in some various furniture pieces. I think I put in a chair on this corner. Let's see. What chair do I put there? Oh, I just put that chair down from the living room because it's such a beautiful chair. Like I said in my review, I love that chair. It's probably my favorite chair from that pack. It's probably my favorite piece of content from that pack, is that one red chair. And not in any of those other swatches, just in that red swatch. And then, yeah, over here, I'm just gonna set up the nursery, so this is where the baby is. And now that I'm looking at this, maybe like the storyline could be like the mother has the abilities to see the future, and like the only other person in the family who can do that also is like the baby. So like the baby like predicts random things by like pointing at them or something. I don't know. That would be an interesting storyline, I guess. But yeah, here I'm just figuring out the layout for this bedroom. I really like this like curtain canopy thing over the crib that I chose. I feel like it has a certain sense of like royalty to it. Like, oh, look at this baby like shrouded in this beautiful canopy. I don't know. I feel like it just looks really cool. But yeah, here I'm just changing some colors, putting in some paintings on the wall. Put a little clock on that side, and then a light. And then I just go back and put this light in all the rooms just to add that little orange tint to the rooms that I really like. And then I'm gonna put a runner in this hallway here. And then in this little upstairs by the stairs area, I just ended up putting like a little reading nook. I didn't really want to go crazy on this upstairs area because like there's so many patterns and loud colors. I didn't want to like overwhelm the space, so I kept it relatively simple up here. And then I'm just gonna put a painting on this wall. And moving back downstairs, it took me a second to figure out what I wanted to do with this little area. I ended up making it like a little art studio place. So maybe I figured like the mom would be like the seer, the fortune teller, and then the dad would be like a painter. Or maybe the mom is like also a painter and she like paints her visions and the things that she sees in the future, and that's like how she sees the future, is through painting. I don't know. I was kind of just going with it, I guess, just kind of making things up. But yeah, so this is just little art studios that I set up. I feel like it looks really nice, and I would love to have this art studio in real life, like with those huge windows. Wonderful. This is a beautiful space. But yeah, here I'm just going in and putting in little random decorations, and then back in this living room area. Honestly, I didn't know what to do with this. I just put the piano on the side, and then I just created like a little seating area. Like, I don't really know what to do with like entryways and like foyers and stuff. Like, I just usually just wing it, but this one was pretty big. So I kind of felt like it was too big of a space to leave empty, so I just kind of made it into a little seating area. And then, let's see, putting in some more chairs. I thought the piano was a nice touch. I feel like that's all I do out here. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, side table, and then a plant, and then let's see, what else do I do? Oh, this outdoor area, okay. Out here, I just ended up making like a little garden space, because honestly I didn't know what to do, and I didn't really see them as being a family that had like a swing set or anything like that. I saw them as being much more old school, much more like old regal, I guess. So I made this more of like a garden area with like these flowers, and then in the center area I put like a little picnic table, I think, or not picnic table, but just like a little outdoor eating area. And then I just put in some, what is it, benches, I believe. Just like a little place where they can like sit down outside and chill. And yeah, that is the build. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. This was really fun to do. I love a lot of the colors in this pack and just like the general vibe of the objects. And yeah, thank you so much to Miss Mango for coming to my stream. I hope more of you guys can make it next time, but no pressure if you can't. I just like to see you guys and talk to you in real time. I feel like that'd be pretty fun. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.